What occurs after the final breath? Does our essence vanish into a void, or does it journey through realms beyond our ordinary understanding? Greetings, fellow seeker. Welcome to the ultimate mystery. Today, we explore one of Tibetan Buddhism's most profound and puzzling works, the Bardo Thodol, more commonly known in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Picture a guide that leads you through the most profound and enigmatic moments of existence. This text is not merely a manual for dying, it serves as a spiritual map for the state immediately following physical death. Prepare to step through this portal, absorb its teachings, and perhaps gain a deeper insight into the nature of being. The Bardo Thodol was composed by Padmasambhava, a legendary and nearly mythic figure in Tibetan Buddhism. Born in India, he is credited with introducing Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century and is venerated as Guru Rinpoche, or Precious Master. Yet, Padmasambhava was far more than a monk. He was a master of profound spirituality and mystical arts, a yogi skilled in esoteric teachings. His creation of the Bardo Thodol stemmed from a desire to guide not only the living but also the dead, providing them with a pathway to liberation beyond the final breath. Recognized from an early age for his extraordinary spiritual insight and miraculous abilities, he was invited to Tibet by King Trisong Detsen, who aimed to expand Buddhism and unify the nation under a shared spiritual framework. At that time, Tibet was steeped in shamanic practices and the animistic Bon tradition. This rich, albeit chaotic, spiritual landscape posed challenges for Buddhism's spread. Upon his arrival, Padmasambhava encountered resistance from local deities and spirits of the Bon faith, but he overcame these obstacles through his mastery of magic and tantric rituals. Eventually, he integrated Bon deities and customs into Tibetan Buddhism. This fusion was essential for laying a lasting spiritual foundation, leading him to establish Tibet's first Buddhist monastery, Sami Monastery, and to impart deep teachings on the mind, reality, and the cycle of existence known as samsara. Tibetan Buddhism holds that death is not an end, but a transitional phase, a moment that opens the door to potential spiritual liberation. Padmasambhava observed that at the moment of death, the mind sheds the distractions of the body and becomes more attuned to ultimate truth. Recognizing this unique chance for liberation, he also understood that most individuals succumb to illusions and fears at death. His mission, therefore, was to craft a guide to be recited by those accompanying the dying or even studied while alive to prepare the mind for the bardos, the transitional states after death. In essence, his aim was to relieve suffering and unlock the path to enlightenment even amidst uncertainty and dissolution. Compassion underpins the Bardo Thodol, for Padmasambhava also believed that while many may not reach enlightenment in life, death offers a final opportunity to do so, provided one can recognize the clear light, the unadulterated manifestation of the mind at the moment of passing. The text outlines 3 primary states, or bardos, through which every soul passes. The Chikai Bardo, the moment of death. In the Chikai Bardo, the soul undergoes the actual moment of death, a transitional phase where the physical body disintegrates, and consciousness is liberated from material confines. Following this dissolution, the soul encounters the primordial clear light, a brilliant, pure, and overwhelming radiance. This light is the embodiment of the mind's absolute nature, a state characterized by unconditioned pure consciousness devoid of duality, fear, or attachment. Some refer to this state as the higher self or the solar mind. Regardless of the name, it signifies total peace and oneness. For the spiritually advanced, recognizing this clear light during the Chikai Bardo can lead to instantaneous liberation, nirvana, bypassing further transitional states. This realization is direct and unmediated by ritual, as the mind perceives its true essence without distortions, causing all conditioning, karma, and identity to melt away. The Coneyad Bardo, the Bardo of Visions. However, if the soul is unprepared, the overwhelming intensity of the clear light might be perceived as a threat, triggering fear and clinging to familiar attachments. In such instances, the soul retreats, missing the chance for immediate liberation and proceeding into the subsequent stages of the bardos. In the Conneid bardo, the soul, now liberated from its physical form, experiences a realm where concrete boundaries no longer exist and is confronted with vivid projections of its own mind. These manifestations, both angelic and terrifying, reflect the cumulative emotional and karmic imprints from past lives. They appear as either peaceful visions, where enlightened deities offer serenity and benevolence, or as wrathful visions, where the mind's repressed anger, fear, and desire materialize in monstrous forms. Though these wrathful images might seem menacing, they are not external forces but rather expressions of the soul's internal attachments. In this state of unfettered psychic expression, the soul's visions are as clear and intense as dreams, yet they carry a deeper significance. For those who remain fully aware, these visions reveal that all aspects, whether benign or fearsome, are mere creations of the mind. Recognizing this can help dissolve fear and lead the soul toward liberation. The Sitpa Bardo, the stage of rebirth. Finally, in the Sitpa Bardo, the soul faces a pivotal moment, choosing its next existence, a decision influenced by the totality of past actions, thoughts, and intentions, karma. At this juncture, having already experienced dissolution in the Chikai Bardo and confronted internal visions in the Conneid Bardo, the soul enters a denser psychic state. Here, unresolved fears and attachments intensify the longing for rebirth. This karmic pull drives the soul toward a new body, with its future form shaped by its internal state. Often depicted metaphorically as visions of couples uniting, symbolizing the creation of new life, the Sitpa Bardo challenges the soul to choose its next path. The Bardo Thodol advises maintaining detachment and lucidity amid these visions so as not to be swept into an unfavorable rebirth. For those who can remain composed, there remains the possibility of transcending the cycle entirely and merging with the clear light, achieving liberation. This final stage underscores the Buddhist teaching that every rebirth is a chance for spiritual growth, determined by one's inner state. However, many miss this opportunity and find themselves reborn into conditions that perpetuate suffering. Ultimately, the goal is to free oneself from attachments and illusions, thereby breaking the cycle of rebirth and achieving enlightenment, a state where the concept of a fixed identity no longer exists. The Bardo Thodol transcends being merely a religious scripture or an anthology of mystical doctrines. It is a tool for self-discovery, a mirror reflecting our inner psyche, and a guide to our destiny. It teaches that while death may mark the end of the human narrative, it simultaneously opens the door to new beginnings. As Ramakrishna once remarked, when death comes, the most important question is how much love we have given. In this light, the Tibetan Book of the Dead encourages us to examine our lives. Are we truly prepared for the final journey? Can we relinquish all that we think defines us? Perhaps by embracing these teachings, we not only prepare ourselves for death, but also learn to live more fully. If this exploration into the unknown resonates with you, please share this video and subscribe to the channel. We invite you to leave a comment on what fascinates you most about life after death, for the journey of self-discovery is long, and together we can unravel the greatest mysteries of existence. Thank you for watching.